Alrighty, welcome everyone. So good to have you with us this morning for a power pack session. So guys, if you don't know me, if I don't know you, we're complete strangers. My name's Ty, I'm based here in Auckland, New Zealand, and once from South Africa, spent some time in California. But this is all you need to know, is that I have a white hot burning mission to lead as many people into freedom as possible. And by freedom, I mean your mental state of freedom, your emotional state, your spiritual state, your physical and your financial. And so when I got started in this space almost 3 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing in terms of finance, in terms of crypto. And so dived in, put that oxygen mask on myself first, on my family, and then turned around and decided to build some community and lead as many people into this as possible. So if you are ready to experience more breakthrough, more freedom in your life, drop freedom in the chat right now this morning or this evening, depending on whenever you are right now watching this live. I know we might have you watching this later on YouTube, but we are joined today by two absolute powerhouses, which is such an honor to be able to host them. I'm so excited for you to be able to hear part of their story and receive some information that can seriously shift your situation in this day and age. How many of you know that life is just a little bit uncertain these days with what's going on in the world? And amongst that uncertainty, it's really easy for us to lean back and just become more of the average that we may have already been experiencing. I said this leading into 2024. I believe 2024 is going to be a year of 2020 more. And for some of us, that might just be more of the same. It might be more anxiety. It might be more depression. It might be more of what we don't want. But I believe there's more opportunity and more abundance than ever before as well, if you're prepared to lean into that. And so if you want to experience some of that, you've got to shift something. You've got to shift the voices that you're listening to all the time, what you're consuming. Whatever goes in is going to program you and start to actually just program your future. And so I believe we're wired for greatness and programmed for failure, but we've got to actually take hold of what we are feeding ourselves and start listening to people that have the results and have the life that we want, so that we can start to accelerate into that better version, that vision that we have for our future that God has for us. And so part of this journey, we get to learn about the massive shift that is taking place. If you don't know this, we're experiencing one of the greatest shifts that I believe our generation will ever see, and that is what is happening in the finance world. We went from, trading rocks and pebbles and gold to eventually cash, to coins and digital and cards and payments and things. And guess what, guys? There's a continual transformation of the space happening. There is things going digital in a rapid way, and part of that is understanding the blockchain and cryptocurrency. And at first you might think, well, what is this? How does this all work? If everyone could figure it out easily, everyone would be doing it. And this is the beauty. You get to separate yourself from the masses by getting into this and understanding this early. Knowledge is not power, guys. Applied knowledge is power. That's what wisdom is you being able to become empowered with some knowledge so that you can then take some action and shift your financial trajectory. And so to kick us off this morning, it is such a huge honor to host one of our top educators on the inside of our academy. This woman was, living the corporate life, guys. She went to university, studied medicine. She's a hematologist, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and a biochemist. I believe that's to do with understanding what goes on in our blood. And then had the corporate dream job, right? 6 figures, but was waking up depressed every morning, knowing there was more for her life. And somewhere on that journey, she surrendered her life to God. Our academy came into her life. She went to a convention a little while later, caught the vision. And the vision of our community is this: to educate and empower millions of people so that they can live that life of abundance. And so with that, started as a student, then traveled to 10 plus countries, helping people figure this out. She got hired as the first female crypto educator on our platform about 3 years ago at this point. And it is such a huge honor to be able to host her this morning so she can share more of her story and more of the way that she sees everything in the charts, in the space, in the crypto world. And so guys, drop some fire emojis in the chat for Corrine Florence as I find you in this chat and pin you here. Corinne, thank you so much for giving us your time today. I know you're on the other side of the planet in Florida, and so it's still yesterday for you, but hello from the future. And thank you for giving us your time today, because I know you're actually usually live on Go Live right now. So massive shout out to Nancy, who co-hosts this particular session with you. So thank you so much for showing up, giving us your time this morning. And I just want to hand it over to you and say, take us away this morning. And yeah, let's have some fun.
Thank you so much. Well, good morning, good evening. I appreciate you so much, Ty. Your energy got me even more fired up. So that's incredible. No, I really appreciate you for leading this movement and for, us just being so aligned really on this mission, right? This mission of helping and empowering people in every aspect of their life, which I absolutely love that you said. But especially in the crypto space for me, especially in this crypto space, because we're just seeing the world shift. We're seeing the world shift. I absolutely love when you said that this is probably one of, if the greatest opportunity that we're going to see, our generations are going to see in our lifetimes. And I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for everything that's coming for each and every single one of us, but obviously it starts with taking those first steps in the learning and adapting to the new and understanding what is this massive new world that's approaching. Should I even be looking into this? Should I be not looking into this? And I really believe that one of my superpowers is making things simple. So what I'll be doing for you guys, maybe you can actually drop a number 1 in the chat for me if you know something about crypto. Drop a number 2 in the chat if maybe you're already invested in crypto, maybe started dabbling in, maybe started trading. And drop a number 3 if maybe like you got this down pat and you're a pro. Let's see. We got more number 1s probably than any other number. So we're in the right space. We're in the right space. And I believe that no matter which level we're at, it's always important to come back to the simple things, to the basics, because it's when we really understand things that then we can take action. Like Ty said, it's about applied knowledge, not just knowing things, but we've got to apply it and take action. So love it. We've got a few mixes here. So what I want to do today is keep things as simple as possible for you guys, but really understand the importance of being in this space, of understanding this space. And why I believe that right now is one of the best times to be stepping into crypto, to starting to understand this space, this realm, and really what I believe is the future of our whole economic space in the whole world, no matter where it is that you are located. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, if I could please, because I'd love to share you guys a little bit of my journey through a chart. Now, if this is the first time that you're also seeing a chart, I absolutely don't want you to freak out, because when I first saw a chart as well, I was like, lines, squiggly things, help me. I'm never going to be able to do this because I don't understand math very well, but I realized that you don't need to know all of those things. Like Ty said, I used to be a hematologist and biochemist. I studied science and the body, not any of this stuff. So no stress. You guys are going to learn step by step how to look at these charts as well. So my journey started here back in 2017 with crypto. And you can see now it looks like, whoa, you started so early. Look at where we are right now. And if you're just looking at a chart, we started down here and price over time, lots of ups and downs, went up and down. Oh, we had COVID, a big down, and then we continued up and further up now, right? But what I want you guys to understand is when I started here back in 2017 was the first time when I heard Bitcoin at $2,000. For those that don't know, Bitcoin right now is at about between $64,000, $65,000 based on which chart you're looking at, okay? And this is US dollars that we're looking at now. So Corinne got started here, and I learned off YouTube Academy, if anybody knows. And YouTube Academy is the field of lots of different things, which are not always with the best intentions or can be quite confusing. And maybe the people that are on there have not been vetted out. So you don't actually know what the results of these people may have been. And me personally, what happened, I just started watching YouTube, following anyone and anything, and I just watched price go up of Bitcoin. I thought, oh my gosh, this is working. This is amazing. Until price did what's called now I know, a pullback, a healthy correction. But back then I thought it was a crash. We saw Bitcoin go from $20,000 back down to under $5,000. And I thought, crypto is a scam. This is not for me. I got into some coins that were not good. I got into a lot of scams and I quit. I was like, crypto is not for me. This is not real. And I don't think that it's going to bring any results. It's funny when we look at where it is that I am now, right? But then we fast forward. And like Ty said, towards the end of 2019, start of 2020 was when I got approached by somebody in I Am Academy. And I am forever grateful for this person to showing me an academy where educators are vetted out, their results are checked, and they teach you step by step how you too can actually be informed, actually be empowered, actually have the tools and the skill sets for you to be able to operate in this space with correct risk management and with the correct knowledge and with more confidence, which I believe is really important. One really great investor that many of you may know or may know of, Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, does say invest in what you know and only invest in what you know. And that's why education is so important. So after back then, I lost silly amounts of money that I hope nobody ever loses. I was reapproached, but this time I saw people that were actually having genuine results, that were actually guiding me step by step rather than hype and excitement and get into this coin and buying that coin, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, we continued through where we got ups and downs, and we're going to talk a little bit about these ups and downs. That's just a little bit of me and my story, so you guys know. I've gone through the scam phases of crypto. We hope that you guys don't have to go through this, so we can educate you on it and skip that part. But it does comes with ups and downs, and I'm grateful for this space because it is what I believe is the future. So now we can see Bitcoin obviously at much higher prices. And you could possibly be thinking, okay, Corinne, sounds amazing. I'm glad that you got in early, but isn't it a bit too late for me? Like, we're talking here about buying a Bitcoin at over 60,000 US dollars. Let's not even talk about inflation and different exchange rates right now across the world. So this could be a much higher number for you. I know, like Australian dollars, we're looking at about 100K for one Bitcoin right now, AUD. So you could be thinking, that's cool, but I don't have that much money to get into Bitcoin. Well, there's a few things that I want to simplify and break down for you here. Number one is that we can buy portions of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy one full Bitcoin. And on top of that, there are many, many other cryptocurrencies, and we're going to teach you to vet them out and choose the right coins that have utility, that have value, and that may increase over time because nothing is guaranteed. But you can buy portions of a Bitcoin. Now, why is Bitcoin so special? And why do we constantly talk about Bitcoin? Well, this is what got me when I first came into crypto and really learn about Bitcoin. That Bitcoin has something called a max supply. And that means that there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin in circulation. This means that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins available for you and me and everybody in the world to access. I want to ask you this question and just reflect on this for a second. Our current fiat system, is there a limit to how much Australian dollars, US dollars? Because if you guys don't know, right now, as of 26th of April, 2024, every single fiat currency in the world is backed by the US dollar. US dollar is very important no matter where it is that you are in the world, that we track and understand what's going on with it. And you know, when you see the memes and everybody's laughing at how they're printing out lots of US dollars, that's affecting you. There is no cap, by the way. There's no limit to how much fiat currencies they're printing, just in case I didn't say that or if you didn't know that. So every time that they're printing crazy amounts of US dollar, all of our currencies are being affected. And that's why, or part of the picture of why we're seeing something called inflation. Has life gotten more expensive for anybody else, or is that just me? Right? So we have various problems in the world, and that's just one of them. That's just one of them. When we look at something like Bitcoin, we see a maximum supply. There's only ever going to be 21 million crypto or Bitcoin that are going to be in circulation. So when I saw this, I was like, I better start stacking Bitcoin. Or we like to say, we call it a stacking sats, because parts of Bitcoins are called Satoshis, sats, okay? And yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? So when I saw this, I thought, okay, let's start. Now, maybe until the start of 2024, there could have been some doubts on, yeah, cool, but isn't Bitcoin something that just maybe, that's used like on Silk Road, or that people use for, hiding money and transactions and things like that? Governments and people or big institutions are never going to accept that. But what did we see at the start of 2024? you might know of a big company or a big institution called BlackRock. For those that are here live with me, just type a number or type yes in the chat if you've heard of BlackRock before. If you haven't heard of BlackRock before, I want you to look up, or let's look it up quickly together, because I think that this is so important. It's called the illusion of choice. And the illusion of choice goes and shows us that even though we think that around the world there are lots of different brands, that we all go to the grocery store, we get to choose all of these different brands, right, that we see here. If you didn't know, oh, that's a very small image. Let's just keep it there. If you didn't know, all of these smaller brands are actually owned by some of these bigger brands right here. Look at how much just Coca-Cola owns. And do you know who actually owns all of these brands? It's called BlackRock. This is why it's called the illusion of choice. We have these large institutions that are buying up crazy amounts of the world, okay? Now, what we saw at the start of 2024 is we saw BlackRock, or we saw the SEC in the US, which is a governing body that protects consumers. It finally approved for not just BlackRock, but institutions to start buying into Bitcoin. And I think I saw as of today, BlackRock has bought over $24 billion worth of Bitcoin. I believe I read that right. Guys, what do we want to do as investors, as traders? Well, we want to invest with where the money is flowing. You and me probably can't move the markets, but what we can do is we can follow what these large money movers and players are doing, because that's where the money is flowing. So I love showing this stuff, because when we start to look and understand this, we could sit here and look at charts and where Bitcoin is going to go to next, et cetera, et cetera. But it's when we go to that underlying, like, why? Why should I be here? Why should I care about crypto? Why should I be investing in Bitcoin? Maybe you have an amazing job. Maybe you love your life. Maybe for now you can afford your bills and everything is fine. But what is the future looking like, where in 2024 we are going through one of the biggest transformations in all the world, And one of the biggest ones is an economic shift. We have a fiat currency problem. We have a traditional economic space, various problems. We need something new, and the money is flowing to cryptocurrencies. The money is flowing right now to Bitcoin. In simple words, this is the digital gold of the future. Okay, so Corinne, awesome, cool, but hasn't maybe Bitcoin topped out? BlackRock's already bought $24 billion worth. Why should I do, like, where is the trajectory of this? Well, let's look at something. I want to show you guys something called, or I want to introduce you to something called the Bitcoin halving. We just went through such a historical date event, and it happened just last weekend, literally a week from today, past week, right? We went through something called the Bitcoin halving. Now you can see that out of this 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be in circulation, ever available to us, not all of them are all available or circulating just yet. What happens is that every day new Bitcoin is what's called mined, but you could just think about it as new Bitcoin is being created every day and being brought into circulation, and eventually we'll reach 21 million. But this won't be till, like, I think it's projected to be like 2140 or something like that. We have a long time, guys. We'll probably never see it in our lifetimes. But so there's quite some time to go that this new Bitcoin is being created. Now, what happened in the Bitcoin halving just recently is that the amount of new Bitcoin that is being brought into circulation every day was halved. Okay. So what's happened last weekend in 2024, the amount of new Bitcoin that is being brought into circulation was halved. Corinne, what does this mean? And why do I care? Because we always come back to that. Well, what's happening is something called the decrease of supply. You guys know, or you might not know, but in kind of like economics 101, we learn about how the value of something is essentially determined by supply and demand. Two simple things, right? So the demand really comes from you and me. Sometimes we forget as humans that we have the power, we are the power, right? And that we create value around something. So the demand is created by us. Now the supply on something like Bitcoin is this eventually 21 million Bitcoins that will be in circulation. But what's happening is now that the new supply that's being brought in every day has been decreased. It's decreasing. So as the supply becomes more limited, there's less of something available and more, we spoke about BlackRock. We spoke about you and me maybe wanting to get into crypto. We didn't even touch on governments that are buying up loads of Bitcoin. The US, China, two of the countries that say the most negative stuff about Bitcoin. Oh, but they just so magically are happening to buy it all up. Isn't that funny, guys? So the demand is increasing while the supply, how much is available, is decreasing of the new supply. And not only, more and more people are not selling their Bitcoin because they are investing into Bitcoin. They're investing in this new economy and they don't want to sell because they see where everything is headed. So what does that mean? Once again, supply decreases, demand is increasing. What can we see happening soon? Well, let's go take a little bit of a look at history. I love this chart just because of the colors. They make me happy. But what makes me even happier is that, so this is Bitcoin's price on a logarithmic scale. So it's a little bit different to the chart that I showed you guys earlier, but it's showing not only the growth of Bitcoin, but also the adoption of Bitcoin over time. And these lines right here, these black lines right here, they're showing every time that there is this event of the Bitcoin halving, the last one of which we literally just saw last weekend. So where is price going to go from here onwards? We don't know, but what we can do is forecast. And how can we forecast price? Well, we look at the past. We look at history, because I always love to say, and I heard this one time and it really stuck in my head, history does not repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme. So what we want to do is look at the past, what's happened in the past, and what can we see, forecast that may potentially happen in the future. Nothing's guaranteed, but let's take a look. Well, if we go back to the halving of 2014, after the halving, price, we can just see, went up and up again, and then it came back down and had what's called a correction. Next halving, what happened after that? Oh, 2017, 2016, price went up, came back down, and ups and downs in between, because guys, there's no smooth sailing in anything, right? There's always ups and downs, and that's just part of it. But overall, what happens after a halving? That was 2020, price went up and it came back down. Now we're already at the all-time high. We're already seeing Bitcoin surpass the price of what has happened in the past. And yet we only just saw the Bitcoin halving occur. Okay. I hope this is making sense for you guys. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible for you all. But so what we could potentially see that price could go to from here onwards is, I'm not saying it, the chart is saying it. We can just have a look and prepare. Prepare is all that it is that we can do, guys. So I don't know about you guys, but I see the world changing and I like to follow where the money is going. Probably one of the biggest wealth transfers that we'll ever see in our lifetime. I personally believe so. And this is where I'm focusing my energy, because I'm seeing what's occurring in the world. So this is a little bit of the overall picture of crypto and specifically Bitcoin, which is that cryptocurrency that leads all the other cryptocurrencies, right? It's the major one, it's the most trusted, most established cryptocurrency. This is a website called CoinGecko. Some of you guys may already know this. And as of today, there are over 14,000 cryptocurrencies available. Are all of them going to last? Are all of them going to grow to something? Probably not. Probably not. And that's why we need education to really go and learn what are the things that we want to vet out, that we want to research and understand to move along with this shift in the world and place our bets, but correctly, informatively, right? This is all about learning, understanding, building that confidence so that then you can invest in things that you know. One last thing I just want to share with you guys is what really opened my eyes to crypto, to Web3. That's what it's called, right? We're shifting from Web2, which was the internet, your email, to now shifting onto Web3, which is, yes, using the internet, but to be able to interact with each other, communicate with each other, transact, and have our assets even in this digital space. What really got me, and I love showing this slide, it's so old for those of you that maybe have been with me for a while. I did little edits to it, but I love this image because it shows you all of the different opportunities that there are in crypto, guys. You know, one of the main things that we spoke about today is investing in something like Bitcoin, growing that over time, right? That's an investment. Now, that could be something of your interest, but you could be like, hey, you know what? Honestly, I need a little bit more active income. I need to be making more active income. I'm seeing what's happening in the world and I'm trying to find different ways to create that active income so I can show up every day, get my money, and then maybe invest it. That's something that's called leverage trading. And I love that in the crypto space because this is where you can get in and out of various cryptocurrencies and make a profit out of it. And it's a bit more of an active income. You guys see when there's intraday traders, that's what this one is. An incredible skill that has forever changed my life. And I'm so grateful for it. But now imagine, and this is like, I want to get you guys into this mindset of an ecosystem in crypto, right? Imagine that you start to create an active income through leverage trading, and maybe you already have your active income and you're happy with that. Cool. Well, what do we want to do as investors, as people that want to grow our wealth? Maybe we want to transfer it and put it into something that makes then our money works for us and make our money create more money from it. That's where I found something like exchange trading or portfolio building, where that's where you go and you invest into Bitcoin, into Solana, into Polkadot, into Ethereum. So your money can grow over time. But then not only do we do investing, but then you can shift it on over to a world called the decentralized finance space. Imagine all your, what are they called? You know, those high yield interest bank accounts that you can put money into when you get paid out 5% a year or something like that. Imagine term deposit. Thank you. Right? Imagine that now being shifted into the crypto space, into Web3, where you are in direct connection and in direct control, in full control of these assets, and start to receive rewards on the income or the investments that you have made. So you can think about this as a term deposit. You get your Polkadot, you go and do something that's called stake it, or maybe put it in a liquidity pool. And we'll show you guys how to do this all step by step. And then you get paid out 15%, 20% of that. pretty cool stuff. So that's just one aspect of it. There's so many different things that you can do. I didn't even touch on NFTs, on play to earn. Imagine getting played for all, or getting paid for all those times that we played Xbox or PlayStation. Anybody else? Because I spent so many hours doing that. If only I'd been paid in crypto for all those hours that I invested. Didn't even touch on real estate in the metaverse, being able to buy, sell, rent out land in the metaverse. Crypto is a whole new world, but it's pretty much the exact same world that we've had in a new technology, in a new way that brings back power to the people, that brings us back into ownership of our assets. And that's what a lot of this is all about, guys. So there's a whole ecosystem here where you can create different multiple sources of income. But above all, it's really just about coming back to self-sovereignty and ownership of our assets, of our money, which essentially is our energy. We are constantly working day in and day out, and we should, right? I believe that we were put here to work, and I'm grateful for work. And it's not so nice when we then see inflation come along and take on over and make us feel then energetically drained. So I'm so grateful for the crypto space. I hope that you guys got something extra to your bucket of knowledge in this space today. And I look forward to seeing you all on inside the platform. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And I'm going to hand it back to you, Ty.
Oh my goodness, Corinne, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and for just making that seriously simple. Like you did exactly that. You just took something complicated, made it simple. I love how you connected all those dots with BlackRock and that illusion of choice. I mean, that for some people this morning would have just been like, huh? There actually is one of a few superpower companies that do own everything and are pulling all these strings, and we get to figure out where the money's flowing. So thank you so much for your time. Once again, please pass on those thanks to Nancy, who's covering your Go Live session, live education today. But everyone, we're not even finished. There's a little bit more hot sauce coming, and this hot sauce might be the thing that completely also shifts the way that you view finance and money and personal development and growth, because part of this journey, we get access to educators like Corinne live. She teaches live every day where she's showing charts, inside of our app. She, herself and others are actually sending through little trade ideas. And we've had two even in the last 24 hours from our professional educators that are showing us, hey guys, here's some of this. You might want to take this trade, get inside of this for the next few hours, few days, and look to get out these levels. And so if you want to learn how to do that, how to actually proactively start getting your money to work for you instead of having inflation slowly chipping away at it, then stay tuned, because this next person is an absolute legend. And I say this in the most genuine sense possible. I would not be here if it wasn't for showing up on Zooms like this and hearing this person share their story, and more than their story, their heart, because they have created a ton of success in the past, but came from the absolute bottom of being broke, being homeless, being in a homeless shelter with her daughter at one point, getting herself back on her feet, launching a couple businesses, having 42 staff and between a restaurant and a design company, 65,000 a month in overheads before she made any money. So she understands business, she understands pressure, she understands getting from one stuck place to another, but then realizing that there must be a better way. There must be a smarter way to make money. There must be a more profound way to help people. And even on that journey, was working as an associate pastor for 6 years, and then felt God lead her into this space where she has had a profound amount of global impact. And she would open our Zooms, on our weekend leadership Zooms on a Sunday morning with this phrase of, guys, welcome to Team Freedom Revolution. We are here to bind up the brokenhearted and set the captives free. You're going to get a whole lot more than just your money right while you're here. And that unlocked something inside of me, which caused me to really begin to realize there is much more. There's much more in this space than we realize. And so it is an absolute huge honor to host Melanie Greeno for a few minutes here to share a bit of her heart for us, where we're going with this and what's coming up next, and how you can choose to actually potentially get started and start to really accelerate your life into this next season. And so, guys, drop some fire love emojis in that chat for Mrs. Melanie Greeno.
Yeah, I'm still married for now, Ty.
Right now, Mel. Whereabouts are you?
I love it. I'm in Canada right now.
Okay, you're in Canada. Well, yeah, from all over the show to now Canada. Thank you so much for being with us. So stoked to have you. I'm going to get myself out of the way and hand it over to you. Thank you so much, Melanie.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here. First of all, didn't Corinne do an amazing job explaining a very big, difficult concept in a simple way for new people is really the epitome of communication. And I feel like a lot of people want to talk smart, not talk so you can understand. And one of the things I love about Corinne and why we partnered with her on a very special free boot camp that we do that you're going to hear about here in a minute. For any of you that want to get started, we actually have a mega bonus for you. I'm going to show you what that is here and how you can take advantage of it. But she is in that boot camp each and every day, giving us micro daily tasks. So we put together the boot camp so that you can learn how to open your wallet, what to do with your keys, how to keep your money safe, and all the things that go with cryptocurrency so that you are in a safe, controlled environment. You're not willy-nilly, like she said, out there on YouTube trying to figure stuff out, understanding, how to really create security, proper risk management, being able to take the right buys, sells, trades, and what to really do, because it's one thing to get in, but you also need to know when to get out, right? So we've created that for you, and she is the lead educator inside of that boot camp. Ty already told you much of my story, but I'm just going to recap by saying we got started in 2014 or 15 with cryptocurrency. And we bought on the way up. And just like Corinne's story, we did not have I Am Mastery Academy at that time. And we made a lot of money, but then we also lost the money. Here's why: because we didn't know when to sell. We didn't know who to trust. And you really do need to understand that it's the wild, wild west. And I would say the same thing about the stock market, honestly. You can have Joe in his mom's basement saying, hey, this is a great stock. But unless you do the research, know how to buy and when to sell, it doesn't guarantee you any profit. And so when we came across, I was actually very interested in the stock market. We came across I Am Mastery Academy. I got very excited, and here's why. Education changes situations. You want to change your life, you want to change the way you do money, how you understand the markets, then we have to actually get the education so we can shift the mindset and understand and start to think like these traders think. The fastest way for your child to learn to walk is to watch you learn to walk. You don't explain it to them. You don't, sit there. You don't say, hey, don't get up yet. You show them how to walk. You hold their hand. When they fall down, you pick them back up. Well, that's what the I Am Mastery Academy is here to do, and the educators are here to do for you. So as you're going through the process, you're literally seeing what they're doing. You're watching their mindset as they're looking at trade setups, why they understand the market the way they do, what they're choosing and how they're choosing it. And that's the power of this program. Now, fast forward, we have done exceptionally well in cryptocurrency because of the education. So we went from being a sad story like Corinne, right, with an investment at the wrong time, didn't know when to sell, all the things, to now on the daily making moves in the crypto market that are setting our family up for long-term success. And I would love to show you numbers, but of course we want to keep this compliant. But I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what your level of education is, you really can learn to compound your money in the largest financial markets in the world. And when you are talking about money and you wanting more of it, you want to find out where it's going and get in front of it. Now, Ty already told you my mission to bind up the brokenhearted, set the captives free. Why? Because I was brokenhearted, because I was broke, because I know what it's like to live a life of financial stress. Ty is a good man, and he's raising a family with an amazing wife, and he's, but prior to I Am, day in and day out, working, serving in the church, serving his family for peanuts, literally for peanuts. Is that right? He has a skill set, he has a leadership skill set, he has all of this intrinsic value, and now he's found a way to pass that value on to you, and the market pays for value. So how many of you would like to become more valuable to the marketplace? You'd like to become better leaders. You'd like to become better family people, better spouses. You'd like to actually learn about cryptocurrency and how you can impact other people's lives. Well, that's what you get here as a byproduct of learning cryptocurrency. You actually get personal development that's going to change your life forever. You will never be the same. When a mind is expanded, it can't go back. And so I'm just going to show you guys a quick little screen here. We're going to be 2 more minutes. I'm going to hand it back to Ty. But the biggest question we get is, how do I get started, right? Like, what do I do? Tell me what I need to do. And so I'm just going to show you, if that's okay, how you can get started as a student and or as a partner like Ty and Elaine. Now, you can get started with foreign exchange, or you can get started with stocks and crypto. Either one of those. We've been talking about cryptocurrency today. That's $249 to get started and $184 a month. However, the company's done a really cool thing, and they've put together a package where you get foreign exchange and cryptocurrency for just $50 more. So it's like it's not even $50 more, $280 something, right? Ty always fixes this for me because I get it wrong every time. But I just round up to $290. But basically, you add $50 to it, you've got both of those academies, foreign exchange and crypto. Why is that important? Because foreign exchange is going to teach you a lot about how to get in, and you can start trading in 48 hours, 72 hours, scalping in the markets. My mom, I tell this story all the time. She's 77 years old. She has never traded a day in her life. She went through the education. She's doing between 70 and 100 pips a day, right? Now, that is a substantial amount of money. She only has a $3,000 account. But you guys, like, she's trading like large, like she's making profit. Let's just put it that way. Now, she started with foreign exchange, but we're doing the crypto for her. That's the way our family works. We call it family banking, right? But we're working on the cryptocurrency side. I trade foreign exchange. Grandma trades foreign exchange. Greg trades crypto. So you can learn as you go. And by getting both of those academies, you're going to get double the value, double the mentorship, and access to be able to create that instant success for yourself. Now, of course, we want you trading in a demo account. We're not going to throw you in the deep end. We don't want you to light your money on fire. It's very important you understand risk management is one of our main focuses. Now, I told you there were some bonuses. Whether you get started with just cryptocurrency or the I Am Powered Pack, which you get both academies for, the $50 more, you're going to get a private members only Facebook group. You're going to get weekly leadership, affiliate, and mindset trading. You're going to get team membership portal and website, access to the financial fitness bootcamp, which literally sells on my site for $300 because I'm a business coach, money coach, etc. Outside of this, digital copy of the Create Your Empire Success Planner. Again, that is literally, if you went to my site, you're going to pay right now, I think it's like $70, normally $97. And we're giving you a mega bonus. Now, this mega bonus, if you've done the cryptocurrency bootcamp and you're on this call, can you just drop a 1 in the chat? Because it is incredibly powerful. We've made a 21-day, says 14, but it's a 21-day action step. So each day you're taking action. So you're not going to get in the weeds. You're not going to be alone. You get recorded daily fast track videos inside of Go Live with Corinne. So you know exactly what to study each and every day. They are recorded, so you can do it around your schedule. You're going to get built-in accountability and support, business hours to ask us anything inside of there, which is incredibly powerful. You're going to get a brand new coin watch list, which I just got from one of our other educators, which is going to blow your mind, and a Crypto Made Easy ebook, which will be the first time this has been released. Now, this Crypto Made Easy bootcamp is a bonus for enrolling. So this is something that we put together. This is a high value, high touch customer experience, and we put it together for you because our goal is to help you get in, get educated, and get moving, because we have a short window of time, I would say 18 to 24 months, for you, the brand new person, to capitalize on cryptocurrency and really get yourself in position to be able to compound at a much faster rate. So I just want to thank you guys for being here. Of course, I'm going to pass it back to Ty to wrap it up, but I will promise you this: you will never regret taking the time to get education to change your future, but you may regret getting to the end and wishing you had when you didn't. So with that, Ty, I'll pass it back to you, and you guys have a phenomenal day. I am so jealous because I want to be there right now, but here we are in Canada. Talk to you guys soon.
Oh my goodness, Mel, thank you so much for your time. So much love and appreciation for you and all that you and Greg have pioneered for us to really step into the slipstream of what you've made possible. So thank you for putting together this bootcamp. I know you guys have invested so much in building this, in mentorship as well, from people to put this challenge together to make it easy for us to get started and to just run. And so if you're watching this, if you're brand new, get back with whoever invited you to this live or share this recording with you. We'll help you get started. It takes 5 minutes to sign up. Guys, a few $100s on this end to invest in yourself, in your education, completely shifts everything. There, you haven't got a neighbor or a friend or a brother-in-law who is doing it like our educators are doing this, who are going to give you a step-by-step email and a video every single day so that you can actually not just do crypto, but you can win with crypto. And so if you want to do that, get back with that person. We'd love to say welcome to the team in advance. Thanks for being with us on this recording or this live. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you on the inside with our bootcamp launching soon. And with that, guys, have an amazing day. We'll catch you next time. Bye.